with me throughout the sands of time. Love me through the dark desert night. Hold me close, be my partner in crime. Love like glue, the bound water tide.
I just need to know that you're gonna be ride or die. If kingdoms turned into dust, would you still be my ally? If life wrapped its hands around my neck, bow tie, would you still love me? Just let me know if. What up, Pride? It's your boy Amari, back again with another reaction video. Today we're getting into another part 4 of my reactions to the demos and workshops of a variety of songs from the Hamilton musical. This one, I have no idea what's going to be in it because they didn't tell me before they sent me the video. So I'm just gonna click it and we all gonna find out together. Not really, y'all gonna see it like in the title and description or whatever, but I'm about to find out as I'm reacting to it. So I have no idea what's in this, but I know it's a compilation of more of the workshop and demos. So I am excited. Hopefully you guys are having a great day. If you are, definitely make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share not to miss more content like this. I'm clearly going to keep reacting to Hamilton stuff, so definitely make sure to smash that subscribe button not to miss any more videos like that. I will also be getting into another musical here coming in the near future, so definitely make sure to leave recommendations in the comment section down below. But without further ado, let's get into this. I'll see all you guys on the other side.
Well, Citizen Aaron Burr.
Sir?
I didn't think that you would make it.
To be sure. I came to say congratulations. Survived and goddammit, I'm willing to wait for it. I'm willing to wait for it. Life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes and it takes and it takes. We make them in any way. We rise and we fall and we break and we make our mistakes. And if there's a reason I'm still alive and so many have died, then I'm willing to wait for it.
Oh, that's another great song. We didn't get a lot of it in this video, but that's okay. That's okay, because you know it's a banger. Obviously the song's better with Leslie's ad-libs. Like that should be a foregone conclusion. Like I don't even think that's subjective. I don't think that's an opinion. I don't think that's something that's up for debate. It's just a fact, okay? It's a law of the universe, like gravity. It just is, okay? Yeah, it's still good. Like we got a little bit of an ironically, as the words were popping up, it's missing Burr's ad-libs. We got a little bit of something, but it wasn't a lot. Also, Leslie's ad-libs during that part is very interesting because like half of them are him harmonizing with the company, but doing it in a way that it's like him sitting over everyone else. It's like him sitting over everybody else. And so he's kind of like the leader of that choir, which is like another like headcanon theory that my brain went off of. I'm like, he's like the son of a preacher and he's leading this choir during his song that is like explaining his motivations and his thought process. And it's a super interesting theory that we don't really have time for right now because this song isn't, or this video isn't really about wait for it. Like we're already moving on to something else. I got like 8 seconds of that song. But the point is, the way that they do the ad-libs for him in that particular song is very interesting because it's not like the ad-libs in some of Chris's songs. Like when George Washington is singing ad-libs, he's like very distinctly doing like a lot of different other stuff that nobody else is doing at the same time, versus Leslie like slides in between doing his like own thing and then like harmonizing with what everybody else is doing, which is also like very, I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but now I'm just going to talk about it. It's also like a very apt and subtle display of Burr's personality, who is kind of trying to do his own thing as far as like making a name for himself and like being a great person. But at the same time, he's kind of like consistently falling in line with what everybody else is doing because he doesn't have the same courage, I guess you could say, as Alex, who is just like off always doing whatever it is that he wants to do. Like he doesn't really care what everybody else thinks or what everybody else is doing. He's going to do whatever he thinks is right and or best and or going to lead him towards his goals the fastest. And he will consistently skirt when everybody else zigs, he's zagging as long as it is what he wants to do, versus if everybody else zigs, Burr would probably zig as well. It's just his personality, you know? And so at least, especially in the beginning, especially back in the wait for it days, that's more his personality. And like over the course of it, obviously we see him like grow to be more of his own man and that leads him to make some mistakes. But still, early in the musical, he's more of a crowd pleaser, a crowd follower, and his ad-libs also doing something similar is like super interesting to my brain. And so, yeah, there you go. We only got Wait For It for 8 seconds, and I decided to talk about it for 5 minutes. But I feel like that's interesting. I don't know how many people have like connected those dots, but I thought it was dope. But anyway, yeah, the song is better with, back to what actually happened in the video, the song is better with his ad-libs, even the ones where it's just like him mostly harmonizing. I feel like all songs are better with ad-libs though. Like that's a me thing. So I'm admitting that I am biased in that, but also it's better. Okay, so yeah, let's get into this.
Wait for it.
Stay alive.
I have never seen His Excellency so despondent. I have taken over writing all his correspondence.
I'm a general, wee!
Yeah, he's not the choice I would have gone with. He shits the bed at the Battle of Monmouth.
Everyone attack! Retreat! Attack! Retreat! What are you doing, Lee? Get back on your feet! Was there so many of them? I'm sorry, is this not just speed? Hamilton!
Ready, sir!
Have Lafayette take the lead! 1,000 soldiers die in 100-degree heat!
Oh, that was so funny. Oh my goodness. His face when he's like, ready, sir. And then I was already laughing, and then the second half of that, when George Washington gives the command to Lafayette, his face is like, bruh, I've been asking for this. Anyway, sorry. This is another one of those like halfway finished animatics. This one is like obviously very I mean, I've been watching 8 seconds of it and I'm already laughing. So shouts out to this person's comedic abilities. But yeah, I'm gonna go back some just because I want to like see that again, and also see like some of the differences that are happening. It's saying on screen that there's considerably different production, but the production is from the same general ethos of what the rest of the song sounds like. So I should probably like listen to this song again to like see the differences, but it's the same like melodic progression and stuff. I think it's just like different instrumentation, as in like they're playing the same musical phrases on different instruments, which is also something that they did a lot with like the demos. So it would make sense if that was the case with the workshops as well. But I've also really enjoyed this like process of reacting to the demos and the workshops, just seeing like these animatic clips over the workshop and demo songs. It's just been so entertaining to me. Okay, what part does this considerably different production start at? Where are we at?
I'm a general, wee!
Oh, that's the Charles Lee part. I'm not gonna lie. Obviously, this is going to be like a Patreon exclusive part, 'cause I'm about to play the song again. I'm not going to lie. I don't listen to Stay Alive that much. It's not a bad song, but like, Wait For It is right in front of it. So like, for those of you who know me, you know where I'm going with this. For those of you who don't, I have this thing that I do where like, I will obsessively repeat a song and play it like 60 straight times in a row, and that kind of happens with Wait For It before I get to Stay Alive. And then once I'm like out of that phase, it's usually me going to go do something other than listen to music. So like I'll listen to Wait For It for like an entire day, and then like never make it to Stay Alive, go off to go do something else, and then come back the next day, and now I'm listening to like an entire different genre of music. So yeah, okay, Stay Alive. I feel like that's not that different.
Yeah, he's not the choice I would have gone with. He shits the bed at the Battle of Monmouth.
Everyone attack! Retreat! Attack! Retreat!
Yeah, so what this sounds like is the demo instrumentation. A lot of the demos have that like sound, that like gritty, synthetic, artificial sound. It sounds like they were made in a DAW, which is a digital audio workstation, which is basically like it's basically like the modern programs that producers use to compose songs. If you have a like an Apple computer, like a Mac, and you've seen GarageBand on your computer, that is a like kind of simplistic DAW. And so DAWs are basically GarageBand on crack. The newest versions of GarageBand have gotten better after Apple bought Logic, which is like a whole other conversation. The point is, DAWs exist for people to create compositions in, and so this sounds like that's what the demos were made in. And then over time, as they got, as I said in the last video, leveled up like Pokemon, they eventually became more acoustic in nature, using more like actual instruments and or synths that were programmed to sound like actual instruments and less synthetic and artificial in nature. And so this section is basically the same thing as the like final version song, but it's just more synthetic and artificial sounding. I feel like given this being a period piece, all of the moments where they use actual instrumentation from actual instruments or synth program to seem real or realistic sounding, I feel like it fits the vibe and the theme better. So I like that they made these changes where they did. But overall, it doesn't sound bad. It's still, to me, it's still good.
I'm a general. Wee!
Yeah, he's not the choice I would have gone with. He shits the bed at the Battle of Monmouth.
Everyone attack! Retreat! Attack! Retreat! What are you doing, Lee? Get back on your feet! Was there so many of them? I'm sorry, is this not just feed?
I missed that last time, bro. Literally hiding behind George Washington's leg. That's crazy. And they gave my boy a shotgun gun. That's crazy. Why he got red eyes?
Hamilton!
Ready, sir.
Have Lafayette take the lead.
1,000 soldiers die in 100-degree heat.
Washington cannot be left alone to his devices. Indecisive from crisis to crisis. The best thing he can do for the revolution is turning.
Strong words from Lee, someone ought to hold him to it. I can't disobey direct orders.
Shit, I'll do it.
Lawrence, be careful. You're the closest friend I got.
Alex, I'm not throwing away my shot.
Commonplace.
This is commonplace, especially between.
What does he say? What do they actually say at the end there? Because they definitely have that little moment there, but now I can't remember. I know that he says I can't disobey an order. Oh, I got it right here. I got it right here. Okay, another Patreon exclusive part for you guys, because I haven't listened to this song enough to remember all of the intricacies of it. Sorry. Interesting. Okay, so they basically swapped who said what. Lawrence tells Alex that he's his closest friend, and Alex gives him the parting message of his motto in life that he eventually does not listen to. But you know how that turns out. I feel like what it ended up being makes more sense. Although that's interesting. Because like if somebody was like, hey, you're my best friend, and then they responded with saying something that is like basically your personal motto, that's interesting as well. That's kind of like, well, okay, I have a very distinct way of talking and typing. Like for one, if you ever interacted with me in the comments, which if you've commented on my videos at some point, you have probably interacted with me in the comments. I try to respond to as many comments as I can. I literally get thousands of them, so I can't respond to all of them, but I do my best to respond to as many as I humanly can. I spend hours on it, like every video, so please give me some grace. But if you've ever interacted with me, you know that I have a very distinct like diction in the way that I or distinct syntax in the way that I go about expressing myself. And so if people have done this before, where people will like mimic me in a very like humorous way. If somebody did that in response to me being like, hey, we're really good friends, and they're like, yeah, I know you this well, I feel like that's pretty cool, you know? I feel like that's a very like best friend thing to do, you know? So, or at the very least, somebody who knows you well thing to do. So I think that's cool. I think the change makes more sense now. It's like, hey, you're my closest friend, so I'm gonna go defend the honor of our surrogate father. And then Alex, in response, gives him the only thing he can give him, which is his own mental makeup that has gotten him to this point so far and has helped him survive the war until this point so far. I think it narratively makes more sense to have it be the way that it ended up, but the way that it had it previously also makes sense from just like an interpersonal, this is something that I could see people doing perspective. Does that make sense?
To hold them to it.
I can't disobey direct orders.
Shit, I'll do it.
Oh, this is another one of those words that was removed from, there was like 800 of them in the original draft of this. That's so funny.
Lawrence, be careful. You're the closest friend I got.
Alex, I'm not throwing away my shot.
Commonplace.
This is commonplace, especially between recruits.
Most disputes die and no one shoots. Number 4, if you stand firm, play your position. They'll bring the pistols, you bring the physician.
You pay him in advance. You treat him with civility.
You have him turned around so he can have deniability.
By the way, I would never duel with someone else's pistol. I was about to make a reference that is not family friendly, but let's just say that in important matters of life and death, you don't want the other person to bring the thing. How do I word this in a way that like people get what I'm saying, but I don't get. I don't know how to word it, but just think of something else that creates life where one person could bring the thing for you, but you don't want them to.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I don't know if that's going to make sense, but for those of you who get it, thanks. For the rest of you, just ignore it. The point is, I would never, ever use someone else's pistol in a duel. Like, that's crazy. That's probably not what they meant, where they're like, they'll bring the pistols, you bring the physician. But just for the record, I need it to be said, if that is what they meant, no, I'm bringing my own pistol and my own physician. I'm not going to let you bring a physician that's going to let me die in the dirt because, you know, he's your friend or whatever. And I'm not going to use your pistol that you didn't messed with the firing pin on or something. And then I end up dying because you gave me like this faulty pistol. No. As you can see, the way my trust issues is set up, I ain't doing none of that. So, yeah, bringing all of my own stuff, my own bullets, my own gunpowder, my own gun, my own physician, my own blood. All of it is mine, okay? I'm bringing all of it to the duel. None of your stuff, because I don't. If you're willing to shoot me, if you're gonna duel with me, I don't feel like you're a trustworthy person. I'm just saying. I could be annoying. I could be a bit much. Most people have not tried to shoot me, okay? So if you dislike me enough to want to shoot me, I don't think I should trust your moral character and fiber to not do something to like especially because that's a life or death situation. Like it behooves you to cheat in that scenario to ensure that you don't die.
I think in America today, it's the best lesson a child can learn is if you cheat, you will win.
Yeah, no, thank you. Okay, I probably overthought that line way more than any sane person should, but I have never argued that I am sane. So, with that being said, let's continue.
Number 4, if you stand firm, play your position. They'll bring the pistols, you bring the physician.
You pay him in advance. You treat him with civility.
You have him turned around so he can have deniability.
Lee, do you yield?
You shot me in the side.
Yes, he yields.
I'm satisfied.
No, we gotta clear the field.
Lee may not live to see our glory. Lee may not live to see our
Interesting. Is this one of the deleted songs? It says deleted demo, so maybe it's not a part of the deleted songs category that I'm supposed to be reacting to after this process, or maybe it is, and this is just the demo version, and I'll get the official. I don't know. I haven't heard the deleted songs yet, so I don't know what the difference between a deleted demo and deleted song is. Like, for example, I can't remember what it's called. The song that was replaced by Helpless that is in this process. I'm assuming that and this are in the same category, but that's a different category than the other deleted songs that everybody is actively campaigning for me to react to, which I will. Just, I'm following a specific order that I was given. I didn't make this order up. I'm following Hamilton fans' order in what I should react to, and that's how we're here. So I'm getting to that stuff. Don't worry. But yeah, I don't know what the difference between a deleted demo and a deleted song is. Maybe this never made it to song level. Anyway, let's see.
Yes, he yields. I'm satisfied. No, we gotta clear the field.
Lee may not live to see our glory. Lee may not live to see our glory. We'll survive him come what may. We'll survive him come what may. When our children tell our story. When our children tell our story. We'll tell the story of today. Fellas, I'm going back to New York. What?
Okay, so obviously this is like Story of Tonight part 4. I honestly don't know the order in which the different Story of Tonight moments happen in relation to this. But I know that the first Story of Tonight obviously happens before this, right? But is this before Story of Tonight? No, because Story of Tonight Reprise was in the last video. So like logically this would be after Story of Tonight Reprise. So this is like Story of Tonight Reprise? Story of Tonight 3. The Reckoning. No, just like, yeah, anyway, this is interesting. Okay, I was just trying to figure it out because I know the Story of Tonight is brought up like several times because there's also like, you know, when Lauren dies. And so that's also it's not Story of Tonight Reprise, but it's like it's its own Story of Tonight reference. And then there's later Story of Tonight references. This is another one. So, clearly, Lynn agrees with me that Story of Tonight is peak and deserves respect via being referenced 800 times throughout this musical.
Children tell our story. When our children tell our story, we'll tell the story of today. Fellas, I'm going back to New York. What for? I apprenticed to a tailor before the war. He said I could go back anytime. Now look around, we're fighting amongst ourselves. Now we're losing ground and I'm broke. I'm broker than the locals. I'm broker than Ben Franklin's broken bifocals. And I am broke down, tired and exhausted. I feel like the war is over, but no one told us we lost it. I'll walk to New York with you, Mulligan. Hamilton, wherever you may roam. What happened? I asked for a command, and he sent me home. Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away. No matter what they tell you, we'll tell the story.
What? Wait, why? Why do you hate this frame? Sorry, I saw the little top. Okay. It's flipped for you guys, right? I don't know. For me, it's the top left of the screen. It says, I can't express how much I hate this frame. You, artist, animator, person, I just want to let you know, this is a cute frame. I like the drawings. I like the way that Oak looks with his little headband thing. I don't know what to call that. Maybe there's a different name for it. Whatever. It looks like a headband to me. Bandana? Is that a bandana? I don't know. It's kind of skinny to be a bandana. You could fold bandanas. That could be a banana. I don't know. Whatever it is, I think Oak's drawing looks good. This like kiss thing over here, that's cute. Don't be so hard on yourself, okay? This is very hypocritical of me because I'm infamously a perfectionist with all of my creative ventures. But we're not talking about me right now. We're talking about you. You did a good job. I'm enjoying this animatic a lot. Especially because it's giving me like a lot of extra information on like things that are happening. I didn't know that Oak and Hamilton about to go back to New York. I don't know how they decided to stay and finish the war, but very interesting.
Raise a glass to freedom, something they can never take away. No matter what they tell you, we'll tell the story of tonight. Raise a glass to the 4 of us. Tomorrow there'll be more of us.
How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How does King George underestimate his haters?
Once we beat the traitors, we'll be greeted as liberators.
Yay! Now, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in.
We can end the war at Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but if we're to succeed, there's someone else we need.
Please.
Sir, he knows what to do in the trench, ingenuitive and fluid in French, I mean. So you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do on a bench, I mean? No one has more resilience or matches my practical tactical brilliance. You wanna fight for your land back? You need your right hand man back.
he's rapping faster, right? I'm just using this as an excuse to play Guns and Chips. Anyway, he's rapping faster here. The production is also a little bit different, but like yeah. This song is short. Can I play the whole thing? What do you mean, can I? This is my channel. I can do what I want. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, just for the record, but I'm gonna play most of it. Okay, all right, buckle up, boys and girls. Okay, hold on. This is cool that they swapped out the lines. I'll go back to that in a second to see which lines they swapped out. But I really feel like he's rapping faster here in the workshop than here in the actual song. So just hold on.
Off at sea, but if we're to succeed, there's someone else we need. Please.
Hamilton.
So he knows what to do in the trench, ingenuitive and fluid in French, I mean.
Hamilton.
So you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do on a bench, I mean?
Hamilton.
No one has more resilience or matches my practical, tactical brilliance.
Hamilton.
You wanna fight for your land back?
Hamilton.
You need your right hand man back. You need your right hand man back. Get your right hand man back. Right hand man back.
Sorry, I got distracted. Okay. Anyway, yeah. I think they were saying, like, on the screen that he hasn't mastered his French accent yet, which makes sense because, one, that's effing hard, as I've said in the reaction series to the actual musical itself. I'm still blown that he did that. It's insane. Two, that would also explain throwing off his timing because, like, he has a lot to think about at that time as he is still trying to like work on the accent itself. This is a crazy song, dude. Man. Oh, wait, hold on. Is it leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher? Is that the line that they swapped out?
Somehow defeat a global superpower. How does King George underestimate?
Okay, so it's this line. How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire, leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher? Bo! He actually says yo, but I said bo because I meant to say boom, but my brain knew that the next word was supposed to be yo, and it just smashed it together. So you got bo for some reason. Anyway, yeah, that song is crazy. Like even this line is cool. How did King George underestimate his haters? Once we beat the traitors, we'll be greeted as liberators. That's great. You know, there's a little internal rhyme there with traitors, liberators. It's cool, you know, it's cool. But like, my boy was going crazy right here, okay? How do we emerge victorious from the quagmire, leave the battlefield waving Betsy Ross's flag higher? It's a bar. It's a bar and a half. It's 2 bars and a half. Okay, it's a whole box of golden bars is what it is. That's crazy. Oh, this song is so good. Okay, anyway, this is another song that I ironically I've played a lot, but like not enough. Not enough is what I'm saying. It's not enough.
King George underestimate his haters.
Once we beat the traitors, we'll be greeted as liberators.
Yay! Now, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in.
Does he say now instead of yo? Hold on.
Greeted as liberators.
Yay! Now, turns out we have a secret weapon.
You might actually say no instead of yo. It's like no as in no, you're not going to be greeted as liberators. That's interesting.
Yay! Now, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in.
We can end the war at Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but if we're to succeed, there's someone else we need.
Please.
Hamilton. So he knows what to do in the trench, ingenuitive and fluid in French, I mean.
Also, the please versus I know is very interesting because like the I know is like, it's kind of like a, yeah, you're right. Versus like the please is like, bruh. Versus, so this becomes more of a process of convincing versus just like them being like, you know what you got to do. And he's like, yep, I know what I got to do. I got to go do it. You know, got to swallow my pride, so to speak. Versus the other one, he's still like stubbornly anti-Hamilton, I guess. And then works his way throughout the course of the incredible rapping from my boy Diggs into being convinced to go get Hamilton. I'm assuming, because if he doesn't, that would change like the entire narrative of the story. So it's interesting. Like what's interesting is that one word, well, I know it's 2 words, but it was please. Swapping out one word changes the entire feel of this initial part of this song, at least from the perspective of the narrative from George Washington's place in this moment.
Greeted as liberators.
Yay! Now, turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in.
We can end the war at Yorktown, cut them off at sea, but if we're to succeed, there's someone else we need.
Please.
Sir, he knows what to do in the trench, ingenuitive and fluid in French, I mean. So you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do on a bench, I mean? No one has more resilience or matches my practical, tactical brilliance. You wanna fight for your land back? You need your right-hand man back. You need your right-hand man back. Get your right-hand man back. Right-hand man back.
Alexander Hamilton.
Okay, so obviously that section's different. They didn't like say it on screen, but like obviously it's different. There's lyrics missing from that part, right? The part with the letter. Okay, first before we get to the lyrics, the rhythm of that section is also different because like you have Diggs doing like these on the downbeat, those little ad-libs there, which is really cool. I really like it. The issue is they put something better there. And so that's not bad. I want to be clear. That's incredible. It sounds great, but this is iconic right here. This whole section right here, hold on. Crazy. You guys probably couldn't hear that because like I was moving my hand from the phone. But it's the part where he says, get your right-hand man back. You know you got to get your right-hand man back. I mean, you got to put some thought into the letter, but the sooner the better to get your right-hand man back. That whole part right there is gone. Instead, he's doing like the little hey, hey, hey ad-libs. It's not even hey, it's like a huh. You know what I'm saying? It's a vocalization of some kind. Which again sounds good, but like that part's crazy, dude. Like it's so hyped too. Like it's a great part. Anyway, I like what they did. Is what I'm saying. They took a part that was good and just it was great already. Let me put it that. It was great, and they just made it greater. And so I feel like this song is taken to the next level by like the insane rapping that is in it, and them just like jamming more incredible rapping into it. One, flexes Diggs' skills even more, but two, also flexes Lynn's skills like of rapping or of writing even more. But three, it builds this greater tension and momentum towards the drop, or really the anti-drop, into that like ballady piano section with George Washington being, what is it, introspective? What is it? Oh no, he's writing. He's writing his letter. He's making his plea to Hamilton to come back and help. And he's saying like, "Hey, I'm finally gonna give you what you want. Please come back." And so I like what they did instead more than what they had before. But what they had before was really good. It's just better now, and it's also more impressive both lyrically and performance-wise. So yeah.
Gonna do on a bench, I mean. No one has more resilience or matches my practical, tactical brilliance. You wanna fight for your land back? You need your right-hand man back. You need your right-hand man back. Get your right-hand man back. Right-hand man back.
Alexander Hamilton.
How does a ragtag volunteer army in need of a shower somehow defeat a global superpower? How does King George underestimate his haters? When we beat the traitors, we'll be greeted as liberators. No. Turns out we have a secret weapon, an immigrant you know and love who's unafraid to step in. He's constantly confusion, confounded the British henchmen. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighter, French Lafayette. I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats red with blood stains. Lafayette. Never gonna stop till I make him drop, burn him up, scatter their remains. Lafayette.
Okay, so I like this animatic. It's cool. Lafayette looks, or Diggs, whatever, looks incredible in it. Like the little like blood spatter or whatever. He looks awesome. I just need to say that I hate that the part that shook me. The rest of y'all had listened to the soundtrack before you watched the musical itself, so you knew what was coming. But maybe you didn't know what was coming when you were listening like to the soundtrack. But for me, I didn't listen to the soundtrack before I watched the musical, obviously. And so for me, I was shook when they weren't talking about Hamilton. I could have sworn, bro, if you would have paused right before they introduced Lafayette and they had me bet my entire life savings on who they were talking about, I'd be like, bruh, show me the money. This is low difficulty. I know exactly what they're talking. Oh. They're talking about the baguette with the bun. Okay, I see. Yes, in hindsight, everything they said also does apply to Lafayette. But I could have sworn they were talking about Hamilton. And so, I say all that to say that the animatic, which is good, again, don't get me wrong, it's nice. The fact that it basically spoils who they're talking about because again, they show you his bun and his hairstyle and like that's clearly not Lin. That I don't love that. It just takes away a little bit of it was a moment for me and it robs me, even though I know what happens. It robs people like me in that situation of that moment. And so I don't love that. But other than that, this looked cool. Also, Lin's little act, or like, I don't know, Lin's little like vocal acting when he was doing the king is like very, very funny.
Afraid to step in. He's constantly confusion, confounded the British henchman. Everyone give it up for America's favorite fighter, French. Lafayette. I'm taking this horse by the reins, making red coats ready with blood stains. Lafayette. Never gonna stop till I make him drop, burn him up, scatter their remains. Watch me engaging him, escaping him, and raging him. I am little French, more funds. Comes back with more guns and ships. And so the balance shifts. We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts. We can end the war in your town, cut them off at sea. For this to succeed, there's someone else I need.
That's interesting. There's like some like bell thing happening in the background there that sounds so much like the sound that train tracks make. Like when a train is coming, there's like I don't know if that's gonna make sense for you guys. Maybe I can find it. I've been on my phone like half this video. I'm not gonna find it, but just if you're interested and you have no idea what I'm talking about, just Google it. It sounds just like that, and it was like tripping my brain out. Yeah, my brain was like, what? Which also, it's me. I consistently like embed narrative things into my songs that aren't necessarily musical and make them musical in nature. By the time this video comes out, my latest song will have come out, and I do a bunch of that in that song. If you're interested, go check it out. There's like sand and clocks and all types of stuff embedded into the production of that song because it relates to the song's concept and narrative and themes. So like, I'm not hating on using that in the song. It just threw me for a loop because I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, very interesting. We're gonna go back because I want to hear that again. Maybe I'm tripping, but that's definitely where my brain went. I saw the train coming, and yeah, it's very interesting, especially because this song has nothing to do with trains. I think trains were a thing at this time. Were trains I don't know the history of trains. Okay, I don't know when trains became a thing and their relation to this time period, but I feel like they were a thing at this time. So it's not like completely narratively disjointing, but it just also was unexpected because the song is called Guns and Ships, not Guns and Trains. Though that could have been an interesting song as well.
Me engaging him, escaping him, and raging him. I am little French, more funds. Comes back with more guns and ships. And so the balance shifts. We rendezvous with Rochambeau, consolidate their gifts. We can end the war in your town, cut them off at sea. For this to succeed, there's someone else I need. Please. So he knows what to do in a trench, ingenuity and blue in the French, I mean. So you're gonna have to use him eventually. What's he gonna do on the bench, I mean? No one has more resilience and matches my practical tactical brilliance. You wanna fight for your land back? You need your right hand man back. You need your right hand man back. You need your right hand man back. Right hand man back. Alexander Hamilton.
This is great. This is great. I don't know if the person who made this made the other one that I was laughing at, but I think so. If it feels like it's a similar art style, but I'm not an artist, so not like a drawing artist, so maybe I'm wrong, but I think they're the same artist, and this person is hilarious. Like there's so much comedy that his like little face, and then he's like, but the point is for the ad-libs part, that was great. Also, he turned Alexander into a Stan, which is like that's an anime reference. It's a JoJo reference. It's whatever. The point is he like appeared behind when he was saying he matches his practical tactical brilliance. Wow. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say, but it's a little bit of a tongue twister. He had like a little astral projection of Hamilton behind him when they were doing that. That was really cool. I just like this animatic a lot. It's super cool, and he's definitely enhancing my experience of this. I like the final version of this song significantly more than the demo. And with that being said, I think the demo is still really, really good. The the part in there where they brought in John Adams or whatever, they had like the little demon voice come in. That threw me for a loop a little bit. The little train tracks bells threw me for a loop for a little bit. But I actually really, really like the song because like my favorite part of this song is the insane writing, and most of the writing of this song is still in this song. And so for me, it hits. But I do want to know what you guys think about it, because like during this process of reacting to demos and workshops, I've gotten a wide variety of comments from everything from I hate this version to this version is significantly better than the version that ended up like in the musical. And so I would love to hear you guys' thoughts on this song in particular, because the production is a bit different. I like the production of the final version more, but it's similar to Satisfied in the last video in that the main meat of the idea is there. The meat and the potatoes is there, but the sides are different, you know, the condiments are different. And so I find that interesting. I like the way they eventually went with it more, but I do really, really like this as well.
I mean, no one has more resilience to match my practical, tactical brilliance. Wanna fight for your land back? You need your right hand man back. You need your right hand man back. You need your right hand man back. Right hand man back. Alexander Hamilton, troops are waiting in the field for you. If you join us right now, together we can turn the tide. Alexander Hamilton, I have soldiers who will yield for you. If we
I didn't expect there to be another thing. We'll get to that in a second. It's very interesting characterization of Eliza there. She goes from like super pissed off when she's handing him the letter, which like, I mean, I get it, but that's just a very different portrayal of the vibe of Eliza that we get in the musical with Philippa, in that she's more somber in her vibe during this part where, you know, she wants him to stay alive, but she's not necessarily like angry at him for what he's doing. We don't really get anger from Eliza at all over anything until, well, you know, we're not even gonna talk about that. Okay, that's not this video. All right, but yeah. Versus this, she's like very clearly annoyed and pissed off here in the beginning, right here. Like, look at that face. But she then eventually works her way back to like a more somber, even straight up sad. She's like straight up crying moment here. So that's interesting. I'm saying all of that to say that the animatics are really cool in that their visual portrayal of all of these moments is from the artist perspective on how these things happen. They're distinct from each other in that they're characterizing situations differently than Lin, and they're adding their own like little artistic touch onto them. Point is, I think the animatics are cool. I think seeing it through these different artists' eyes is interesting. And yeah, I'm going to keep talking about how much I love the animatics because they're going hard. I'm so glad that you guys added them to these videos because it's dope.
If you join us right now, together we can turn the tide. Alexander Hamilton, I have soldiers who will yield for you. If we
I was younger than you are now. The year was 1754. I was given my first command. I triggered the French and Indian War. I made every mistake.
That's the video. All right. Yeah. Not a huge change there, but more of like an info dump for the history nerds. By the way, I'm still getting blasted for my lack of history knowledge in the comments and in my DMs from those videos. But hey, I never said that I was a history professor or expert or whatever. In fact, I actually said the exact opposite in the intro of the first video. So yeah, I didn't know that George Washington triggered the French and Indian War. But interesting. If you want to give me more information about that in the comment section down below, please do. But anyway, in the meantime, the outro. Okay, that was great. I really enjoyed that. I've been enjoying this process so much, just seeing all of the developments and all of the changes that happened to the songs. My favorite part of this video was obviously the Guns and Ships part, but overall, I still really enjoyed that. We touched on a ton of songs in this video, but it was very interesting. We also got like additional deleted songs, like the Mulligan'S song. We got different characterizations of characters, both through the animatics, like the Eliza thing, as well as the actual lyric changes, like Please versus I Know in Guns and Ships for George Washington. So overall, really, really cool. I think that most of the changes that have been made lyrically, I agree with, like in Guns and Ships, where they took out the ad-libs and added that incredible flurry of rhyming there right before the anti-drop into George Washington. There are also a bunch of like small, barely noticeable changes, like the Then I'll Do It for Lauren's, or the swapping of the lines between Lauren's and Alex for the Don't Throw Away Your Shot, You're My Best Friend thing, which I still think is significant, but is also like something that could easily be ignored, or I guess overlooked, in that it's the same general sentiment, but it's just said from different perspectives, different characters. And so, yeah, I just found this video interesting. I enjoyed this. Hopefully you enjoyed this as well. If you did, definitely make sure to smash that like button. I really do appreciate it. And so does the algorithm. It pushes the video out. Speaking of the algorithm, if you've made it to this point in the video, definitely make sure to leave a ship emoji in the comment section down below so I can thank you personally for watching to this point in the video. And so you can boost the engagement on this video, push it out in the algorithm, let YouTube know that you enjoyed the video. So definitely make sure to leave a ship emoji in the comment section down below. And while you're down there, definitely make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, not to miss any more content like this. But in the meantime, you guys have a great day, and I'll see all you guys here on the channel next time.
These skies, no blues. A new love, but we know that it'll cruise like time in a queue. Wet shampoo, new bamboo. Much more of it will ensue. I'm caught in this trance in lieu of sinking down in the stew. You change up the brew, now life tastes so brand new. It's delicious like fondue. Under the moonlight tonight, stars are hot shimmering. You illuminate who I am. You're a backlight, you are my midnight.